Well, wonderful, and it's Dr. Popular, right?
Yeah, Dr. Popular.
Well,
You
I
can
was
call
a
me
question
Doc.
fan, but Dr. Popular sounds wonderful. Where'd that come from?
Well, it was supposed to be a totally ironic, jokey name, but in retrospect, I guess it comes across as a little conceited. Like I'm a pretty shy guy, and the whole thing of being Dr. Popular was sort of like making fun of how shy I was.
I see. I don't know. I have a friend of mine who was Dr. Fad back
Yeah.
about 10, 20 years ago. So, Doctor. But more importantly, I mean, you did a great thing. I mean, you're a photographer too, right? And it sounds like you're starting a new career being a photographer. And you went out and did this crowdfunding thing, and people love your work. So, tell us about it. How did that happen?
Well, I've been taking photographs for a while. It started just with like mobile photography, but quickly turned into like using old film cams. And uh, when I decided I wanted to do a book, I wanted to get the best rate I could on the publishing. So I decided to go on Kickstarter to be able to kind of get the pre-orders I needed to go straight to the printers.
Oh, I see. So Kickstarter was your way to finance your book to go to the printer and get this thing made, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, there's services out there that'll print books for
Yeah.
like 15 or 20 bucks each, but you can't sell a book for
Right.
that much.
Right.
Unless you're selling it to your friends or family.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I guess your work has to be printed because it's so unique, with the black and white, and it seems that it must do its best work on a printed material.
yeah, yeah, the work that I'm using is all film photography, like 35 millimeter film, and
Uh,
it just seemed kind of appropriate to go back and like put it back on paper.
so was this time your first time fundraising or fund crowdfunding?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been obsessed with Kickstarter since it launched. Me and a bunch of my friends have backed like a bunch of products, and we talk about products all the time. So I'd kind of been sitting on the sideline, like kind of like if I ever did a Kickstarter, here's what I do, and then this is my chance to do. This is actually kind of a small scale Kickstarter. It's not like $1 million
Yeah.
Kickstarter, but
Well, you got to
it
start.
it was a good place. Yeah, it was a good place to, if I make some mistakes, it won't be too bad. But I think I've kind of watched enough Kickstarters to be able to know like what most people do wrong and what I needed to do.
Well, okay, what are those things? That's what we like to do is help people who want to do this. So
Yeah.
what would you say what you should do and what shouldn't you do?
Well, there's I mean a bunch of different aspects to that, right? Like there's
Uh,
what you should do in terms of making your video, and videos need to be really short. If you go on Kickstarter, you're probably going to want to skip ahead like 30 seconds, almost every single one. Like I
or
don't
you
need
can
to
skip
know
ahead 30 seconds.
like like when you're watching this video from someone, like
Oh, I
sometimes they
see.
have this.
You're moving it ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You just want to like, what do you have? Like, what do you have?
I see.
What are you trying to do? How can I help you? What do you need from me?
Okay.
And
Short
like
video is the one thing, right?
yeah, yeah. Just try to keep that video short and concise. Don't do a seven. Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you can do 1 or 2 minutes, you're gonna have a good video, and then you can put lots of details underneath if you want, like in the text.
Right.
But that video needs to be it's the elevator pitch.
Yeah,
You need
that's
to, you
it.
need to be able to tell people in 30 seconds what you want and and how you can help.
Save the world.
Another thing is, yeah, try to do planning on it. One thing I wish I would have done longer is draft my Kickstarter maybe a month in advance.
Oh,
Uh, and just kind of look at it. Like you can at any moment, like have you done a Kickstarter yet?
no, 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 I haven't. Yeah,
So
I will though, probably.
Well, so one thing I'd suggest is go on and just open that start a Kickstarter page.
Uh-huh.
It's just like thing, it just opens a new
Right.
window. Put in a name, put in a body of text, create some fake rewards, like your ideal rewards. And even if you haven't started pricing yet, you're far from that. You're far from that
Yeah.
stage of actually getting ready to hit the publish button. You're just thinking about it. But you'll find that every week when you come back and just kind of open that preview, you'll be like, you know what, that's a stupid name for a book, or it's all that stuff really starts to come in, and you'll get really good ideas. Because I felt like after I hit publish, it was too late to change anything.
Uh-huh.
All
So
the
your
all the extra stuff.
suggestion sounds like instead of painting the Sistine Chapel and saying this is it, is start, look at it for a while, look at other stuff, come back, and you'll be changing it almost every time you look at it because you have better ideas.
Yeah, you'll be whittling it down to like something really good.
Focusing it down. Now,
Yeah.
what are the rewards thing? I don't understand that. How do people use that?
Well, so there's kind of different philosophies on what Kickstarter's for,
Yeah.
but really at its core, I think it's become a pre-order platform.
Uh-huh.
There's very few exceptions. We could talk about those later, but for me, it was definitely a pre-order platform.
Right.
I was trying to get pre-order so that I could leverage a better price. So in the rewards, what I said was, $10 gets you the book, which includes shipping and everything. $25 gets you the first two books, plus I'll send you a postcard every day or every month for a year. These different things, and
Come
uh,
and wash their windows for
yeah.
1,000.
Well, sometimes having a really cool reward gets people talking, and
Yeah.
getting people talking is really important. So if you do have something like I will fly to your house and clean your windows, for $1,000 or
Right.
whatever, like if people talk about it, if they go on Twitter saying
Yeah.
like
Hey, that's worth it. $1,000 right there.
sure, yeah. So the rewards are mostly your way to leverage, more donations from people. And then in the end, you are obligated to fulfill, if you
Right.
meet your
Cool.
thing. And one of the things I didn't do that I really wish I would have is, it turns out lots of people wanted higher end rewards. And here I am,
Oh,
I'm doing a book that I'd like to sell for like $8 each,
yeah.
like before shipping and
Right.
everything. That's my goal, is to keep a very cheap
Right.
book. And I'm thinking the whole point of this thing is I want to do something simple and cheap.
Right.
And and it turns out that my $50 reward, which was a couple signed nice big prints
Right.
and both issues of the zine, that was my most popular
Wow.
thing. And a few people
Yeah.
wanted bigger things.
No, I
Uh,
saw one of your higher end, rewards was sold out.
yeah,
Like a $500 thing. You couldn't buy that anymore at the
yeah.
end.
Well, that was cool actually, because I'm doing a book about like film photography. I actually talked to Lomography, who makes my favorite camera,
Uh,
and I said, you guys, I love your
our
video.
cameras.
Yeah.
That was great.
I
Yeah,
was I, I was really lucky that they donated a couple cameras
yeah.
to me to raise
That's
money for my goods.
wonderful. No, that's wonderful. So, how surprised were you when you hit your, your magic number?
I was happy, relieved.
Yeah.
Um, they say that if I get the number right, 21 or 81% of Kickstarters that reach 20% funding make it
Uh-huh.
all the way. They make it all the way. So if you break 20%, you're really likely. But that doesn't mean that
Oh,
after
by
breaking
20% by when? Anytime?
by any time,
Oh,
just
really? So
all,
if you get 20, the rest, it's sort of like, yeah, I can make 100 if I make it to 70.
yes. Statistically speaking,
Yeah.
if you make it past 20, you're
Right.
gonna probably make it all.
Ah, cool.
And what happened for me was I actually blew past 20% on the second day of my
Wow.
thing.
So you're really excited.
Well, and then it leveled off, and oh my God, it was so stressful. It was so stressful. Like I knew I was gonna make it, but so making the goal has been really nice. And my project ends in like 15 hours.
Oh, really?
Uh,
But you made
so
it already.
well, assuming that
Everybody
uh,
pays you.
yeah, there's a chance that in the next 15 hours I may do something terrible, and all of a sudden people decide they hate me. And
I see.
but
So you're gonna lock yourself in a closet.
yeah, yeah,
Don't do that. No, no.
yes.
What's your next project?
If this one goes as well as I want, like I try to make it very attainable. Like I'm gonna make something I know I can ship. And if this one goes well, I used to do this craft business that was like a part-time business. I made wallets and coffee
Oh,
cozies and stuff. They were all made out of denim, like really nice
denim?
Japanese denim. Yeah. And I just couldn't even keep up with demand, but I never really had what it took to go full time. So if this project goes well, once it's finished, then I might start my own, like maybe hire some people and
Right.
try that.
I have a sweatshop in your apartment there.
Yeah. Well, it'll be well ventilated. I
I
don't.
wonder. Well, you're a great character or whatever, and inspiring people to do things in life. And Thanks for sharing with us, and I hope other people get out there. I'm going to do this. If you can do this, I should be able to do it.
Yeah,
Thank you
absolutely.
so much, Doctor.
Thanks, you, man.
Do you do